Okay, guys, we're going to be doing situational quadratics. So we've been doing quadratics. The difference between situational ones is they are dealing with real life things. So as you notice, you have an eagle and he's flying to catch the snake that's down here. It says an eagle swoops down on a branch to catch a snake for dinner and lands on the other tree. So this is a real life thing. So if it's real life, guys, it has to make sense. So the answers have to make sense. So you can't say the eagle went -5 feet. That doesn't make sense. You can't say that the eagle caught the snake in -5 seconds. Neither of those make sense. So it has to make sense when you're dealing with situational things. So domain. Remember, domain is our x value. So on this picture, remember x is left and right. This is different though, it's a situation. So if I were to put this equation in the calculator, I would change the 40, the t's to x's, and put this in the graph. Now, if I put it in the graph, it would show everything, but that wouldn't make sense because the eagle's not going to fly forever. It's going to get tired, it's going to die, something's going to happen. It's going to stop eventually. So it starts over here, and it starts at 0. Because when the eagle starts flying, it's at 0. He's not moving yet. When he stops flying, he's over here at 2. Now remember, domain is x, so x is going to go in between. So he flies from 0 seconds to 2 seconds. This is the time. It makes sense. 2 seconds to catch a snake makes sense. Okay, now we're going to do the range. The range is our y, so that means the y is going to go in between. Again, he's not going to fly forever. He's not going to go underneath the ground. This, remember, is the ground. So that's as low as he can go. The ground is 0. And as high as he can go is up here. Remember, as high as he can fly, that is going to be where he started. He started here at 40. That is the y-intercept. So that is as high as he can go is at 40. So the highest he's going to fly is 40 feet. The lowest is 0 because, again, he's going to hit the ground. Everything has to make sense. You can put it in your calculator, but remember, it's going to show you everything. It's not only going to show you what the eagle's doing. It's going to show you everything. Okay, next question. How high was the perch that the eagle started on? So my starting point. This is what we talked about right here. Where he starts is the y-intercept on this one. Wherever the animal or the thing starts, that is the starting point. That is the y-intercept. So how high was that? That was 40 feet. Again, you wouldn't say 40 seconds because seconds is not height. It has to make sense. Next question. It took 2 seconds for the eagle to land on the new perch. So yes, he started at 0 seconds, he flew and came back up on the other tree, and he stopped at 2. How high was it? Well, guys, if he starts at 40 over here, he hits the ground and he comes back. At 1 second, he goes halfway. At 2, he's all the way back up. It has to be the same number. So this is going to be 2, 40. Because on quadratics, they make a U. The U is the same on both sides. So if it's 40 on this side, it has to be 40 on that side. So this is also 40 feet. And then I'm going to put same as other side. Quadratics have to make sense. You wouldn't go, woo, not on a quadratic. Okay, how long did it take the eagle to capture the snake? I kind of already touched base on that. He captured it halfway through, and halfway between 0 and 2 is 1 second. So he caught it in 1 second. Okay, next one says, what is the meaning of the 0 in the situation? Remember, 0 means where it touches the X. Where it touches the X. Right here, where it touches the X. What does that mean? Well, that is where the eagle caught or captured the snake. Because it's a real thing, it has a meaning. You can't just say 1 second. It wants to know the meaning. What does that mean? All right. What is the meaning of the y-intercept? Remember, y-intercept is over here. So this is your starting point. Remember, it's right here. We already talked about it a few times. It's 0.40, but that means where the eagle started flying. Started. Let's put start. Last question. Is that reasonable? Does that answer make sense? Can that actually happen? Can an eagle actually start at 40 feet above the ground? Can it actually hit the ground at 0 in 1 second and come back up in 2 seconds and hit the other tree? Absolutely, yes. All of this is reasonable. Now, if our picture said that the eagle went negative 200 feet under the ground, that wouldn't make sense. Situational activities have to make sense. That is the difference between them and regular quadratics. Okay, answer the question about the difference between the two. Go ahead and go to the dolphin question. If you have questions, raise your hand.